Michael Jackson's arms were covered with punctures, his face and neck were scarred, and he had tattooed eyebrows and lips. But an autopsy report obtained by the Associated Press found that he wasn't the sickly skeleton of a man portrayed by the tabloids. The Los Angeles County Coroner's report shows Jackson was a fairly healthy 50-year-old before he died of an overdose. He was 5 foot 9 inches and 136 pounds. Jackson died at his rented Los Angeles mansion in June after his personal physician, Dr. Conrad Murray, administered the anesthetic propofol and 2 other sedatives. The only other substances found in his system were a local anesthetic. His lungs were chronically inflamed and had reduced capacity that might have left him short of breath. Jackson had scars behind both ears, beside each of his nostrils, on his right shoulder, at the base of his neck, his arms and wrists, in the region of his navel, and on the right-hand side of his abdomen. One medical expert said most of the scars appeared to be from plastic surgery. The medical examiner found numerous punctures on both arms and on a knee and ankle. Jackson had several tattoos, all of them cosmetic. That included dark tattoos in the areas of both eyebrows and under his eyes, and a pink tattoo around his lips. He was going bald at the front of his head. That part of his scalp was darkened with what appeared to be a tattoo stretching across the top of his head from ear to ear. The coroner found depigmentation of his skin around his chest, abdomen, face, and arms.
Now to what could be major problems for the criminal case into Michael Jackson's death. NBC's Jeff Rossin is in Los Angeles this morning. Jeff, good morning to you.
Hi, Carl. Good morning to you. Law enforcement sources now tell NBC News prosecutors are worried about what they call sloppy police work. Key evidence may have been tainted. Key interviews may have been skipped. Now the DA's office is deeply concerned that a botched investigation could severely damage their case. Just 2 days after Michael Jackson's death, relatives were allowed inside his rented mansion. That's Michael's mom, Catherine, pulling in, and his sister, Latoya. They even brought in moving trucks to haul out his possessions. Problem is, the LAPD didn't secure the house as a crime scene. All Michael's belongings were out in the open. Prosecutors fear that has compromised the investigation. Robin Sachs is a former LA prosecutor. She says tainted evidence is a familiar problem in LA. Think O.J. Simpson.
Whenever you have a crime scene that is open to family members coming through or strange people coming through, it always jeopardizes who put what piece of evidence there and if you can tie the defendant to the crime. That's a problem.
And that's not the only problem here. 3 of Jackson's employees now claim homicide detectives were in no rush to interview them. One of them is Jackson's bodyguard, who was inside the mansion when he died and called 911.
He's not breathing yet. He's not breathing, and we're trying to pump him, but he's not. Okay.
That's him. His lawyer tells NBC News he was anxious to tell police what happened, but it took more than 2 months to schedule a meeting.
I think that it is sloppy, knowing that anything having to do with Michael Jackson is going to be high profile and highly scrutinized.
Now that Jackson's death has been ruled a homicide, criminal charges could be filed against his personal physician, Dr. Conrad Murray.
I told the truth, and I have faith the truth will prevail.
He's the focus of the manslaughter investigation. Police say he admitted to giving Jackson propofol the morning he died. Propofol has been declared the cause of Jackson's death.
His lawyer's position is going to be Dr. Murray's innocent. Even if he made a mistake with some treatment, it's certainly not criminal.
Criminal cases against doctors are so difficult, police rarely pursue them. There are about 940,000 doctors in the U.S. Between 1998 and 2006, only 335 of them were prosecuted for crimes on the job. That's less than 0.05%. Harlan Braun represents one of the doctors who's treated Michael Jackson.
If you use the criminal system to discipline doctors, a lot of doctors are going to say, I don't want to even get near this prescription problem. I will not give patients the right amount of drugs because I'm afraid of getting prosecuted.
We should mention Dr. Murray's lawyer maintains his client did nothing wrong and says the police theory is just that, a theory. As for reports of tainted evidence at the Jackson house, we contacted the LAPD several times, Carl, but they wouldn't comment.
Jeff Rossin in Los Angeles. Jeff, thanks for that.